the way that the data modeling and structuring is set up, I know this is going to sound very geeky. The data model and structure is probably the coolest thing out of GA4 as far as comparative to universal analytics that we kind of get excited about. Is able to answer some considerably more in-depth questions than we could out of universal analytics. Say, for instance, with GA4, you don't have to have a separate iteration for any app reporting. So historically with universal analytics, you would have to do something like setting up Firebase SDK in order to do any kind of Google Analytics reporting via your app. You'd still have two disparate sets of data. You'd have your data set up with Google Analytics and Universal Analytics via your site, and then you'd have a completely separate set of data for your app. Now with Google Analytics 4, it essentially combines those together, where you can look at each individual user in terms of the app reporting that they have on mobile app, as well as any type of activity that they're doing on the normal site as well. So you get a much better in-depth picture of visitor behavior, a much better understanding of your attribution modeling as well. So, trying to understand from like a customer acquisition or a customer retention standpoint, you can get a much better understanding of, the how and why you're able to retain customers or why they're leaving sooner, because you can look at a much larger picture of their activity versus just having your data siloed between these two segments. So I would say, to me, that's one of the more fascinating or interesting parts of this new product that Google has, is that you're able to do this seamlessly. It makes our lives as analysts a lot easier and allows us to make much better decisions in terms of the robustness and richness of the data that we're working with.